everyone, welcome to the flip through of my finally finished new Grungy Lapbook. She measures 8 3/4 by 6, and wait till you see this. It's another chunky one. The spine is 4 inches and just standing it's almost 5. So it's quite chunky, and it's very grungy, and it's got lots of all the stuff that I usually put on. So on the cover is layers of card, burlap, paper, lace, advert. I've just added things I thought would be really cool. I've handmade some flowers, and I've added a little watch front, buttons, bits of fraying fabric. I just love the fraying bits. And on the spine there is a little pocket, so you could pop in a pen or a little notepad into this little pocket. There we go, that is the back, and there's another little pocket on the back because why not? I was doing layers of fabric. And I've made a little tiny, just grungy little notepad. Just paper and card, little dangle on it, and that tucks in there. And this is just all layered up and roughly just sewn freestyle on my sewing machine. I've done a bit of embroidery on it, not a lot. I've done just bits and pieces, some buttons, and my ingenious tie, because it's very difficult to find a way to shut these when they're so big. So what I did was I created another pocket here. I'll put a toggle on here. This goes quite a way in so that it's not going to come off, and this toggle just tucks into the pocket like that and keeps it all shut. What do you reckon? I'm a genius, aren't I? A genius. Amazing what you can figure out. Right, I'm going to quickly show you this bit here, and hopefully I don't go out of frame. So some coffee dyed stained muslin. It's actually bandage, new bandage, but coffee stained up. I've got one of my little altered playing cards in this book page pocket, and another little card just tucked into that invisible pocket there. So this one lifts up, and just under the back of it is this very, very vintage, like, I don't know how old this is, but it's that's how it is. That's original. I haven't done any inking or anything on that. So I've popped in a couple of cards, as you can see. This one will go all the way to the bottom, so that could be a longer one if you wanted to swap it out. And goes in there. And then one of my envelope flipperoonies. So you open it up, and you've got space here to add photos and things. I've put in a vintage postcard, black and white, of a ski lift, and I've backed it with coffee dyed paper. Another envelope. I think I put another postcard in, but I love this one. I think they're in ice, and again I've backed it, but I've just done some like stamping on that one. This is some scratch paper that just was from my brother, and I've just put ink and stamps and everything on it. So that opens up, and this pocket is made from packaging. And this little notebook just slips inside. So all coffee stained, 3 whole pamphlet stitch holding it all together. And there's room on the back for a little tag. So you can take that out, take it with you, and then pop it back in. Save taking the whole chunky monkey bag with you. So open it the other way. Got a tiny little pile of books pocket. And this is a very old magazine that I've got. It's all about your world or something. But this paper is so fragile. That's the original. So that's in there. So this will open up. I've got some vintage music paper cover on there, and this is some coffee dyed vintage note writing paper. I think they used to use these, and that tucks into a little ticket tuck spot storage. Struggling with my words again today. So those all fold in. This folds down, and then you tie it all together. So there's quite a lot in that little bit there. And then we come to the journal part. So I've kept the journal separate. There's still writing spaces throughout. So this journal has 4 signatures it has. I've made them smaller so that they lie flatter. Try and get it in frame. So we're going to just quickly flip through the journal. I've got another one of these pages from the map book. This writing was already on it. Such a nice writing. I've popped this on. This book belongs to. And one of my journal toppers. And inside we have, the first page has this flip out, which is my leaf dyed, coffee dyed paper. And this is a vintage recipe page from a book. It was very fragile, so I just sort of strengthened it with this. This bit of fabric folds over to stop that from flapping out. Done some stamping throughout this. And original book page, arrival of the mail coach, which is obviously backed so that you can write on the back, because that was just out of a magazine. I love it. I've done a little collage here. Grandma bought it, Mum threw it away, I bought it back again. Does that resonate with anybody else? It does to me. Little flip out here. In this pocket we've got a bit of my recipe book. Now I have photocopied this one because I'm running out, and I've suddenly realised I can photocopy these because they're old. But you can write on the back. This is an original vintage service card from somebody called Electa. Get back in. It's the other half of that page. It's very long graph paper, so I folded it up. This is quite cute. This page is out of an old map book about the River Burr in the Broads of Norfolk and Suffolk. So what it is the map is actually attached to the page. Now, I didn't want to just take it out and put it somewhere else, so I've left it attached. So you can either journal on it, loads of journaling space, or you can take it out and put it somewhere else. And that's on the back of another one of the vintage book page. Enid Blyton page, original, and a little tag I've made from the other half of that cardstock. Very grungy little cluster there. Start of the second signature. This is a Sears catalogue, an original page for that. Graph paper tuck spot. Got a little thing of buttons that is just clipped on, so you can take that off. Got a journaling card. This is out of another old book that I've got, and it's all about marriage. And these are jobs that women used to do and how much they got paid. So if you were doing laundry work at age, you could start at 14, you'd earn 5 shillings a week. Oh, I don't even know what that is. A shilling now is probably worthless. Now a decimal, I suppose. I think it used to be like 5p, so it'd be 25p a week. That's mad. Little cluster on there. This page has a pocket with a Grungy tag on it. This is an envelope flip, so on the other side we have just a collage page, and I've got a little bag, brown paper bag with more vintage bits inside. This is stamps, so you can use these to collage with, or what do you like. I just sort of pop them in there. I may pop some more bits in yet, if I can find some more bits that'll go in. Some vintage tape. There's a tag in there. And this one's a little tag. And I made this out of some packaging. And this was the back of the packaging, which I thought was quite cool. And I've just made a double pocket with that. I had to do some folded up pages. I just love folding up the pages at the moment. Belly band, made from all sorts of scraps, fabrics. And this is an original co-op savings stamps. So we used to save these. Well, I think my grandma used to save these, and you used to take them to the shop and you could use it for purchasing stuff, like food and stuff, like just saving up. Papers, a big lace tag here with a really grungy black tab in there. Little cluster at the bottom of this page, and this is from a vintage book, and I've painted in the cloves, so if you like it or not, you can take that one out. This is your writing board. I always put a writing board in these journals because it's not, you can't write in it otherwise. Third signature, this is a vintage knitting pattern picture, and this is original sellotape that came on something that fell apart, so I'll put that on as well. This is one of my digitals that I've popped on there and backed with more. No, I have to glue that back down. So that one pops back in. I love that, kittens in hats. Just pop some writing space on that music paper. Little cluster notepad, tuck spot here with a tag that you can finish off yourself. Another one. So that's like a little double pocket. This is an old bus timetable that I've took apart and coffee dyed. These are just for writing on. I've got some bits and pieces in here. I'll add some more. And this is a still train timetable. This is from a company in, I think it was Poole, which isn't far from me. Yeah, Poole. And a vintage book page. They're all popping in there, so you can use those for whatever you like. Little tag page. Belly band with a notepad. Very old grungy papers in that one. Just tucks in. Oh, I love this. This is a little story out of a little vintage storybook I've got. The Teeny Weeny Man. It's a whole story. I thought that was really cute. So I popped that in there on this lovely little paper clip because I didn't want to actually attach it down. Heart-shaped clip on there. Start of the last signature. As you can see, plenty of writing space. Oh, I did do some dangles. I don't usually do those. Now, some of this coffee dyeing is quite strong and it does stick to the pages, so I'm sorry about that. Little flip there. So on this pocket, bit of collage, and inside is an embossed envelope with a wax seal on it. And I haven't stuck that down, so you can pop anything you like in that one. Little flip on that one. I've sewn that one on. Another little cluster on that page. This one has a little note paper you lift up, and then you've got some more underneath. More writing space. I always cover music paper because there's not a lot else you can do with it. So I've done a picture. This is an old vintage picture out of a book, and I've just popped some more of the paper at the top for writing on. This is another bit of that map book, and another vintage picture of Chelsea Hospital back in the day. So that is ready to be written on. This is a double pocket. I just haven't got anything in this pocket yet. And a little collage tag. I've got loads of that. So, oops. It's upside down on that side. But, you know, can't see it now. It's in there. And that is the end of the journal. Okay, right. Finally got through the journal, and it opens up again. So we've got this centre page, which I've done as a little policy opening envelope with a little toggle on the end. Check them in frame. I'll move up a little bit. So this will open down, and it's got a tag in this pocket. Very grungy little tags. I've got another couple of tags in this pocket, so they can sit in there. And that opens up to another little embossed envelope with tag, little mini booklet, some collage, and a strip of sort of gentleman that you can use in your ephemera. This bit will fold down, and inside I've popped a couple of the film slides, just the packaging, and you can put your own sort of picture in there. This then will flip up, and you've got another pocket here. So while they're out the way, this one opens up. Now this is a vintage electronics book, and I've doubled the pages up so it's quite thick, and it just opens up to more postcards. These are so old. You can see somebody attached them all together like a flip. But I think they're just so cool. Plenty of writing space on the back, and I just used quite a newer one as a pocket. And then all this will flip back together and do back up. So obviously you can change anything in there. Okay, so the next little bit is the Grungy journal. So this is really, I love this. It's like, you think they call them a waterfall journal. I tied a knot. I don't know why I've tied a knot. There we go. So this is where you start off with a little tiny bit there, and it just gets bigger. So this is just so grungy. I've just added loads of bits. It's like a flip out bit you could write on if you wanted to. It does open a bit more. There we go. All the way out. And it's attached to the other side of one of the pages. This envelope I haven't tucked in. I've just tucked in because I didn't want to put it down. So it's just got a tag in it. And then this is an extra bit of page that I've just attached like that. A bit more collage. I've added a really grungy bit of fabric down this side with a little charm on the bottom. More Grungy's tags. I love the fact that you can, with Grungy, you can just do your pages however you like. Bit of writing space. It's some old music book page. What do you call it? The cover of the book page. Here's a lacy belly bandy pocket. Just an advert underneath. There's nothing in that one. Collage. Little fabric flippy tab. Another advert. This one, I love this. This page is like so cool. So flip that out, and underneath you've got like some writing spaces. Goals today and looking ahead. And this is vintage sellotape. And I've just put some bits on. So that's some wrapping tape that I've got. Original book page picture. Done some stamping. This is a bit more of that map that I've got left over. Thought I'd make a tab. This pocket is a fabric pocket and a paper one to strengthen it up. And this picture, I couldn't decide whether to back it or not, but I've left it. It says, I love that picture. And on the back, there's this little girl. So I was like, oh, I'll just put the whole thing in like that. And then I made this little tag. I'd got this piece of card that had a circle cut out. So I decided to back it and leave the circle that's got some packaging in. So it makes like a little window. And I was hoping that it would like sit like that. So you could see just them through there. But it doesn't stay there. It falls down. But, you know, you could use it somewhere else. This is the back page. I did a bit more of that. What do you call it? Texturing through stencils. This is more this is coffee dyed paper. Do what you love, love what you do. So that's the Grungy journal, my little waterfall one. And that one obviously has to tie up because it will just flop open everywhere. So I'm just tying it up with some sort of twine. We're nearly there, guys. We're nearly there. You're doing well. You're doing well. Right, we're going to move up a bit and check I'm in frame. Keep moving down. So I've got my new little sign, recrafted by Carol. This one is fabric spine here. And inside here, I've given you another bit of this map to play with. And as you can see, it's like a woven back. So it's like really old. It's not like a paper. It's like paper on top of fabric. So it's super cool. And there's another one of my... No, there's not another one of these in there, but I've made these vintage envelopes. And I've just done the writing and popped that in. So they are in here. The first little bit of the little accordion opening. So there's all sorts of little bits and pieces in there, like vintage papers, tag bases, just all sorts of bits and pieces to play with for whoever gets the journal. That little spine is quite flexible, so there's loads more room. You could actually add something else in there. You could put another journal in there, because I've made that as flexible as I could, because this might expand, or you can add more stuff, if you see what I mean. I haven't got anything to actually show you, but not right here because I've tidied up. Book page pocket with some tags in. This is from that electronics magazine again. It's about calculating longitude, but I thought that was quite a cool pocket there. Open, oops, come here, come here. Tag here in the back, and in the right at the very back I've done a big tag. Now this is a bit of a colour change, but I think it goes with the sort of map thing that I had going on. You can always take that one out. So that's it, guys. And that's just the back of the book. So it closes up. The toggle fits in there. And she's all done. I hope you like her. I do enjoy making these. They just take a long time. Now this one is probably already sold. There is a lady who's on the waiting list for one. So if she changes her mind, obviously this one will be in my Etsy shop. So I'll let you know. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you soon. Got an envelope that I've done some... Yeah, I know, I can't think of the word either. Embossing. And I've put a... God. Oh. Should we try that one again? Should we try it all over again? Right, the backing is a... Oh, the words are just not coming today, are they? You know what they are. Dressmakers. It's, you know, the dressmaker's tissue paper. I've got loads of that. So, oops. It's upside down on that side.